All right. All right. Hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to say Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakaha Kwadash, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone who taught me this word of life. Let me say that the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, all right, who have been laboring, to bring us this word through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, all right? And salutations and blessings to all you brothers and sisters out there, all right? So this is an article from Fox News. It says, Iran could activate sleeper cells inside U.S. and Israel after attack, expert warns, all right? So, excuse me, Iran got hit up real bad by Israel last night, all right? And, I did a little lesson on that going into Ezekiel 38, the least of the flock shall draw them out, Jeremiah 50 and 45, all right? Let the weak say I am strong, Joel 3 and 10, all right? Because the weak, these smaller nations, all right, they're now saying that they're strong because they have nuclear capabilities, all right? But this I want to go into because this is, setting the stage for Jacob's trouble, all right? So we see that that the Heavenly Father is getting ready to deliver his elect out of America and destroy this place, all right? So, excuse me. This is fair use, fair use. I'm going to let a little bit of this video play.
Let's bring in former FBI special
proxies because they're
former FBI special agent and Navy SEAL Jonathan Gilliam. Jonathan, good morning to you. I want to talk to you about what has led to this moment in time. When you think about since October 7th, what Israel was capable of doing with the pager attack against Hezbollah, where Hamas stands right now, and where the Houthis that have, with the help of the United States, been very much decimated in their capabilities to strike back. All of that leading to this moment that we sit in right now.
right. And, it's interesting when we look at this, Israel has actually evolved back to the out of the box thinking and the tactics of eliminating your enemy like it was in before World War II and during World War II. After that, the world moved to a different way of fighting. And we've seen a tremendous amount of advances in techniques and evolution of warfare in Ukraine and Russia. And the way that the Iranian intel services in China use social media, for instance, to actually form social issues within other nations. And now we see this, where Israel has gone back and systematically taken out the proxies. Now, this is very important because Iran does not fight their own wars outside of their borders. They use proxies. And I don't know if most people realize that. They have targeted Israel over and over using Hamas, Hezbollah. They went after Israel's strategic targets using the Houthis. And so somewhere along the way, Israel figured this out. And I think this is part of at least a three-prong operation. First was the intel gathering about Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran themselves, along with the Houthis. And then they started carrying out attacks to really just cripple Hamas and Hezbollah. We, as you just said, helped with the Houthis. But along that way, there was an initial attack inside of Iran. It tested their air defenses. We saw that they were horrible. And it showed that Iran did not have the ability to go the distance all the way over themselves into Israel and actually effectively attack Israel. So with all of that in place and understanding all that and all those different missions working, they were able to then go and start putting these operatives inside Iran and setting up for the big attack. And I think the rest of the world needs to realize that this is the way warfighting has evolved, and Israel is successful because they did it that way. They didn't just do it politically.
So, Jonathan, what do you think Iran is doing right now? Are they calling up their proxies that have been severely degraded over the past year and a half and saying, help us strike back?
Well, so here's where the real issue, I think, of the future for all of us comes into play, is that we constantly call, and I've heard several guests call Iran the terrorist of the region. But the reality is terrorism is a tactic that they use. Their ideology is fundamental Islam, and this has been a case for thousands of years. And Iran has never evolved or progressed to where they work things out diplomatically. You could never trust them. And so with this fundamentalism, this is the fear that I have, is that even inside the United States, the exact attack that Israel just carried out inside the borders of Iran, with the way that our border was down for 4 years, there could be cells here that could be activated by Iran or proxies and groups.
You heard that? He said there are cells here that could be activated by Iran. All right. And, we know that these other countries have, agents or whatever here. I'm thinking about when I had a certain job a few months ago, kind of upstate in New Jersey. All right. I remember there were a couple Russian guys who would come in and, they really didn't speak English. They had kind of a hard demeanor. They looked like killers. All right. They looked like they were just, they could, jujitsu flip you and just snap your neck. They looked real cold-blooded Idumeans. All right. From Russia. All right. And I thought these guys got to be, sleeper cell agents. All right. So these nations, they definitely have, sleeper cells and shit going on behind, here in Babylon. All right. Behind enemy lines. All right. Let's get Jeremiah 30:5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Right? It's going to be a time period of great tribulation, like the prophet Daniel spoke about. All right? Daniel 12:1. "And at that time, the time of Jacob's trouble, shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." That's the elect. All right. Let's get 2 Ezra 15:14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword," the modern day sword is the gun, all right, "and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands," all right. And civil war is prophesied, all right, in America, all right. It's also in the book of Isaiah. "I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians," all right. "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords," modern day sword is a gun, "in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, a man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able." All right, 15-minute cities. All right, the micro C-hip being implemented. "For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation." And great tribulation is coming, all right? They have these sleeper cells, all right? This is just all going to add to the chaos, all right? So you see how the Heavenly Father, to use the metaphor of cooking, all right? He has Jacob's trouble and Armageddon on the stove, all right? They're both on the stove right now. He's got the flame on high, all right? Armageddon is simmering, all right? So is Jacob's trouble. They're simmering, all right? And they're going to reach a rolling boil, all right? And that's when things really pop off, okay? So, the Heavenly Father has everything set up, all right? He's making these things happen because, he's about to send his beloved Son back to take the kingdom, all right? So I want to end it right there. I'm going to say all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And Shalom, peace and blessings to you brothers out there and sisters. Shalom.